go back to our relaxed
you want to do a little sinky poo? 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, sink.
You're a cunt. Okay.
3, 2, 1, sink.
Sink.
That's close. 22 seconds for me.
Sounds like someone who's edited a lot recently.
Yeah.
You're a cunt.
40 seconds now for me.
Hey, so are you happy with that sync, or should we sync again?
What seconds are you at right now?
Minute and 7.
50.
8,
Okay,
9,
so that puts you 20
10,
seconed
11,
ahead of me.
12, 13.
Okay,
Hey
so our
guys,
sync is somewhere
what's your
between 20 and 40
favorite?
seconds for all of us.
What's your favorite? What the fuck is a sync? What? It's not a utility. What is it?
Hang on. Hold on.
Okay, yeah, I gotta turn. I'm still listening to music. What a start! This is nonsense.
Have we had any worse starts? No. Wait, that's not how I want to.
That's false.
We can go ahead and just not start.
I don't know. I meant for that to what could be. I don't know. Whatever. Word.
Welcome to Drunken Crucible episodes. Fucking something. We're definitely wrong since we have some recordings that were lost. So I don't even know at this point what the fuck episode
100% episode 12.
Well,
this is the podcast where we argue about what number of podcasts it is every time.
Episodes that have missing audio, so those will never be going out.
Yeah, but regardless, it's still episode 12.
Not for
Those
the.
are just the
We're not.
mystery no.
Are we numbering them from our perspective?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why
Well,
wouldn't we?
Because no one would do that ever.
Exactly. Is that not the best idea to do it in?
That's fair.
We just there's never ever a podcast 1 and 2. It just starts at 3.
Well, no, we started a normal one.
It's gonna be 1, 2.
But we're gonna be 2 ahead in our minds.
What'd you say, Steve?
But we're gonna be 2 ahead in our minds.
No, we're always gonna. Yeah, we're gonna be 2 ahead in our minds as.
So it's gonna be like the label of the video. The title of the video is gonna be like "Welcome to episode 10," and we're gonna be like "Welcome to episode 12."
No, we're always gonna be right. It's just gonna be. If you look at the video history, episode 1, episode 2, episode 4, episode 5, episode 6, episode 8.
I didn't hear anything you just said.
You totally cut out.
God damn it. Discord, you're a piece of fucking garbage. Get it together.
Discord?
A piece of garbage.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be.
Oh! You guys!
What?
Yes?
You know who we forgot to invite?
Craig.
I fucking told you to invite Craig.
When? Yeah, I bet you cut out.
I guarantee you that could be. But it is literally the first thing out of my mouth in my recording.
Steve, did I just miss that?
I didn't hear it either.
God damn it. This is bullshit.
Welcome, producer Craig.
Okay.
Yeah. Craig is our Eric Bador in the background.
He says one thing ever. Now recording.
Yeah. God damn it, he has a sliver of help. Thank you, Wyatt. He's dead.
So welcome to Drunken Crucible, the episode where we play Crucible while drunken.
Oh, fuck me.
While drunken,
I started drinking
every single
tonight,
start. Every start we ever do is going to be like this. It's who we are. Listen, we're not professionals.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. We should.
You feel like you have to call out why we're not actually talking coherently every time.
What the fuck was I going to say?
I don't know.
The whole point of this is to be drunk. Like, nothing ever goes smooth when you're drunk unless
that's fair.
Girls at the bar, maybe that's smooth. I don't really know.
Maybe
you're just lucky drunk or something.
Brag about it, bro.
Well, no, I'm just saying, you gotta be drunk and smooth and whatever.
That's generally what I say when girls arrive at the bar.
I am landing all the headshots in the world.
Welcome to the musical episode.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Cover me. Getting the revive.
I am dead.
Oh, yeah, we should not be playing Elimination while recording.
Oh, no, not at all.
We just went around.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking
Okay,
go.
so housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Well, first of all, what are you guys drinking, boys?
Oh yeah, I have switched back to a little Coors Light this evening.
Cheers.
Coors Light. Steve, what are you drinking?
I'm just drinking water.
What the fuck? That's like the 4th week in a row.
April Fools.
Ah, you got us.
Dating the podcast again.
Yep.
Well, happy July 4th, everyone.
Yeah, right? Whatever day we're on. All right.
Oh, I am drinking Red's Apple Ale, and I forgot I don't like it.
Oh, you don't?
No, for real.
I mean, it's one of my lesser... I enjoy ales or whatever the heck this is, but this is more of a beery ale.
Sure. I like Reds.
Or
I
ciders,
remember
not ales.
liking it at least. But my only experience with Reds is underage drinking while floating down a river. And that was a good experience.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun time.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I don't know what just happened in the match.
The most fun times are illegal. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
You know? It's the thrill.
It's like the time I did
Coming from
cocaine.
like
What?
the person that has done like almost nothing illegal.
Yeah, I
was gonna
think
say, Steve,
for the most part, this podcast is not the most...
I thought you were gonna say this
Illegal
podcast
group
is
of
the only
people.
illegal thing I do.
Frosty.
Hey, it's
Um,
it's a legitimate business, John. Leave me alone.
Hey, I'm not gonna judge. I got a melee from across the map. How fucking
Nice.
incredible is that? And I got sniped. Holy shit. Eye of the soul. Okay. I'm drinking Maker's Mark and Coke.
Very good.
They're getting a res. Oh, they're gonna try to get a res.
Is that what you drank last week?
That's what I drank last week and the week before.
Okay, I thought so.
It's just so delicious. I wish I enjoyed Coke more. I mean, not really.
Speaking of
I
illegalities,
hate soda.
Oh, speaking
No.
of soda, I'm just gonna get this in, even though we're supposed to be doing housekeeping. Have you guys heard of this new Coke flavor that Coke has released? That they
is this an April Fool's thing?
no, this was prior to April Fool's. I saw this like a week ago. I forget what it's called.
I don't know that.
Oh, I guess yeah. I'm no okay. Just to preface this, I hate April Fool's Day, so I am not pulling April Fool's joke on you because I find April Fool's Day really annoying. But I saw a thing they have this new flavor that they're marketing as quote space flavored.
What flavor did you just say?
Fuck?
Space flavored.
Sphinx. Oh, you said Sphinx.
Sphinx
What?
flavored. No. I mean just as baffling though. What does space taste like?
There's a dude. He's in the middle. Please.
Probably reviving his friend.
He's low.
Got him.
But
Yeah.
so that's interesting.
Space. What is space supposed to have taste like?
I can give you what Game Theory on YouTube says that they think Space Theory flavored is. They
Okay.
think it's based on a 2012 paper that was published that used what is it called? Light spectrometry.
Okay. Is that when
Basically-
you shove a camera up your butt?
No, basically you shine light at stuff and or no,
shine
you
light
look
at
you
stuff.
look at the wavelengths of light that different things emit when you excite them with like a satellite telescope.
When
And
you
basically it can
excite
tell you
what?
what materials are make up something that you're looking at. And so they were looking at this nebula and it had this one compound in it that's used to make artificial raspberry flavoring, as well as like earthy and coffee flavors and other things. And basically, what they assume is that Coke looked at that paper and used a bunch of this flavorant to flavor it, because the earthiness and the fruitiness is what a lot of people are saying it tasted like.
Wait. So that's what Coke did to find the flavor, or that's what space
that's what-
agency happened
Neither.
to find out, and Coke said, "Let's capitalize off that."
Yes, so the second one, and
Okay,
it's
alright.
an assumption. We don't know that for certain. There's just a YouTube
Okay.
channel that's what they think they did.
Yeah. No. To
Yeah.
answer the question, I have not heard of this new space flavor.
Yeah, and also that was the most elaborate April Fool's joke ever, if it was one. So it definitely wasn't one.
The most elaborate what?
April Fool's joke.
Oh, Steve heard me.
No, I guessed.
It was accurate.
So that was an April Fool's joke.
No. I'm saying if you guys thought it was, I'm telling you that was so elaborate. There's no way it was, and I think April Fool's Day is dumb. I hate this. I hate everything. I hate everything.
Oh man, that's so. And every time it happens, it's fucking perfectly timed. I'm getting killed.
Also, it does it like 3 times in a row, and then not again for like 20 minutes.
I'm gonna make a second Discord account. I'm gonna make a virtual
blackjack and hookers.
desktop on my computer, run 2 versions of fucking Discord, join it in 2 accounts, and fucking make sure you guys hear me.
Well, that's not a bad idea. That would also.
I'm sure
determine
more
whether
bandwidth being used will help.
Yeah.
That's
I don't think that, I can't imagine that's the issue. I have pretty good internet, so I don't know what the fuck it is.
I wonder, what are you using for a mic? Is it a mic
Yeah!
issue?
Is it a mic?
It's like a actual mic. I bought this back when I was in like my freshman year or sophomore year of college and thought I was gonna be a YouTuber.
You're gonna be a YouTuber.
That's why I
wonder
got
if
my mic.
that's the issue.
Steve, you were far more successful than I ever was. That's for damn sure.
Not
Wait,
anymore,
I'm sorry,
though.
What?
Wait.
Steve had a YouTube channel that was very... I actually watched Steve's YouTube channel. I was a very
Hey.
regular viewer of Steve's YouTube channel.
It's quite deceased now, but thank you.
I was actually on your YouTube channel like 2 weeks ago, just because
Huh?
I was like, man, I missed this.
And now I changed what they do, and now I don't know why I'm being vague about it. But I changed how Netflix releases their stuff, because now they say do what I did, basically.
Oh, sure.
But like more with a production budget.
They cut you out of the markets.
Mm-hmm.
It's brutal.
Did you sue them for taking your intellectual property?
I did not sue them for taking their intellectual property, which my property was using
Was
their
based
intellectual
on-
property.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just like the dude who made
It's fair use.
intermittent wipers. Just spend the next 40 years of your life trying to prove them wrong.
Good.
Fight a battle
like-
of money, of just
Yeah.
sheer money against Netflix, Steve. See how
I'll
that
win.
goes.
I'll definitely win.
Well, the intermittent wiper guy won.
Yeah,
He beat
I don't
Ford.
think Steve. I'm not downing on Steve, but I just don't think he has the money for 40 years of litigation.
Neither did he. It only cost
Well, let's
him
see
That's
how
fair.
this
If you sue
podcast
them for
takes
cost
off.
of litigation, you just gotta wait. That's fair,
I'm
John.
just saying.
No, that's not wrong. That's you're fair. You're not wrong. That's fair. Jesus, I shouldn't have started drinking before the podcast.
You can't talk, you're drunk. I got mush mouth and I'm not even fully buzzed. It's the best.
We're fucking 15 minutes into this. We haven't even fucking gotten through house. We haven't even started.
We barely talked
housekeeping.
about anything. Yeah.
We've talked about nothing.
Well, I mean, we are the foremost experts on nothing.
That's that. I don't know if that might be the most accurate one we've ever
Yeah,
said.
that might need to become a fucking t-shirt for me to wear.
I do want to say my dragon fruit are growing, I believe. I need to water them.
Behind us.
Dragon fruit update. Oh, no. I got a cool one. Wyatt, you remember how I had one that had grown into a forefin?
And then it
stopped?
grew. I just edited the part where it went back to a.
I have a new growth from that same plant that is now a forefin again.
Dude.
Hopefully, he
And
gets
my
adopted.
4-fin. Hang on. My 4-fin chameleon has grown into a 3-fin and is continuing
I
to
go
grow.
right at you. Wyatt.
Interesting.
They're
I'm very
having
invested in this
existential crises.
4-fin dragon fruit. I'm not gonna lie, I think it's very cool.
It is. I'm fascinated with it right now. So I'm growing them over the top still. They've kind of slowed down a little bit, I think, because I've got them next to my door, which is a little bit colder. But they're getting more sunlight, which is why my goal is there.
Okay.
But I also was kind of expecting things to warm up and then things to drop back down into like the fucking negative teens. And now we're slowly starting to warm up again. There's snipes down the middle. Yeah, that's my dragon fruit update.
Mine have started growing again because I added this big long table into my room so that I would have more
Watch flank.
work table and stuff, just because I needed it. And so I had to move my dragon fruits further from the window, but I moved them closer to the window, and they're growing a little bit more now.
Nice.
They just need a little more sunlight. I was neglecting them, if I'm honest. I got very busy with work and stuff.
All good. They're pretty hardy plants.
Yeah, I'm not worried. They're very good plants for me because I
Really
will
wasted
neglect them.
Let's see, what's the next updates? Truck update! So, the reason I put momentary switch into the chat.
Oh, right. Okay, no, I want to start this.
Last episode. Okay.
Let me start this. Yeah, because I just want to introduce it with that. John and I hopped into Discord, and Steve was already in here with John, and this was when John called me. John always calls me pre-podcast, and we have a little chit chat. And then I happened to hop into our Discord, and I saw that John had sent, with no context, momentary switch, followed by Steve sending, I have to look.
Up.
I don't remember.
Fleeting knob, and then that was it. And I asked John what that meant, and he told me I had to wait to the podcast. But I was very confused, and I still haven't figured out what that might be.
Well, now we know it has something to do with the truck, but I was like, what is the different play on the words momentary switch? So
that's what I figured.
Fleeting knob.
I figured Steve did not know what a momentary switch was.
No.
Okay, now you can continue. I just wanted to introduce it with my confusion at seeing that from a third-party perspective.
Last episode, we talked about my truck.
Last time on Drunken Crucible.
Start it. It just doesn't do anything in the ignition. I have to fucking look like I'm hot wiring it to start it in the morning. So I said I'm getting the switch. Couldn't remember the name of the switch that will fix it. And basically, one morning, like fucking 5 o'clock in the morning, I remembered what that switch was called. It's a momentary switch. And so I just threw it in the chat, knowing that it would spark something like this to remind
Make yourself
me to
remember
that it would become a far bigger thing than it was, so you would remember it.
Just that we would talk about it, and I would then get you guys to know that, hey, I'm talking about a momentary switch, y'all.
Nice.
Yep, so tried to do that this week, today. It did not work.
Did not work.
No.
I need bigger gauge wire, which I have gotten.
What were you not? Was too much resistance through the wire?
Well, what I tried to do was because I got
I
got a 7-switch panel in the truck. Wyatt, you helped me make that case for it.
Yes, it did.
And I think it's just too many things connected to run a big ass fucking heavy duty starter. So I'm just gonna do a single switch on its own circuit.
Good round. Except Wyatt.
Fucking let's go. 17-1. Steve got 16-1. Let's fucking go.
And then there's Wyatt.
6
and 5.
I was here.
So I'm gonna just do its own circuit. So on a 8-gauge wire. So that should be plenty enough to do it.
Okay,
and then,
there you go.
outside of that, I no longer have brakes.
Oh, not again.
Permanently?
I have power steering, but I don't have braking. If I slam on the brakes, then I stop. But if I just like gradually brake like a normal human being, I did nothing. I have to like slam it all the way down to the ground.
That's not cool.
That's not good.
So I now have to replace, I think, my hydro booster, which is basically creates the pressure for the braking system, because diesels don't create vacuum pressure to create a braking system in the master cylinder. So, yep. And then, get this. So, pretty easy fix, but you have to bleed the power steering system because it works in conjunction with the hydro boost to create pressure. Anybody want to guess how to bleed the air out of a power steering system on a 7-grade diesel?
Dude, I don't know.
It's super simple.
Wait, do you just have to turn the fucking wheel back and forth?
I have to turn the steering wheel from the right, all the way to the right, all the way to the left, do that 5 times, depress the brake pedal 3 times, and they suggest to do that 40 to 50 times.
Yup.
Oh.
What the fuck?
I will be turning my steering wheel from left to right like 500 times.
Oh,
jeez. That's an arms day right there.
Disgusting amount of time spending doing that.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Yeah, I'm super happy. On a completely unrelated note, I've been looking at trucks online for sale.
He's given up on old Black Beauty.
I'm not, because I'm not going to sell her and I'm not trading it in. But
he's getting 2 trucks.
I do
more reliable.
I do want something a little more reliable that I know I can get back down to the lower 48 when I move.
Yep.
But I also do want something that isn't a Frankenstein truck. Although I love this truck and I'll never sell it, I do want something that is going to be a little bit more reliable. Since this is an old ranch truck that I've just been fucking cobbling together from day one.
Yeah, that's understandable.
It's going to be my project truck. Oh, I thought I was in it. My bad.
You're good.
So there's the truck updates.
Very good.
Yep. Anybody else got any housekeeping? Are we doing the movie and the housekeeping to this week or no?
I can just get rid of. I have a couple quick topics.
Okay.
Have you guys ever heard of the YouTube channel Primitive Technology?
Dude, I fucking love them.
Once again, adding to the theory that we are the same person. But I think that Tink would love his videos.
You would, John.
But guess what? He's back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yay!
He's posted 2 videos. He's been gone for like 2 years.
Yeah, he has. I pretty much gave up hope.
Yeah, this dude, like, he just owns like a bunch of land, and I think it's like Australia or something like that.
Yes, I believe.
And he just like makes videos of making structures and how to live off the land. I'm probably doing a really bad job of explaining it.
Yeah, like John, he goes like starts out, he's like making pots out of locally sourced clay.
Did he make ceramic roof tiles?
Yes. I might over the years. I'm sure I probably sent you his video before.
And like,
I think you did.
He's gotten to the point where he's refining iron from naturally occurring iron-producing bacteria in a stream on his land, like collecting the mud that they create and refining it down into iron. And he's like built up all his axes and all his tools to get to this point. It's fucking sick. He doesn't talk at all in any of the videos. It's all just nature sounds and him working.
I watch every single video twice. Once normally, and then once with the closed captioning on, where he explains everything.
Yup. Oh my god, it is like It is to a T, like the most satisfying thing to me.
It's probably the closest I'll get to like enjoying something that's like ASMR.
Oh sure.
But
yeah, it's
really
so
ASMR?
satisfying.
No, not at all. But like it's like that to me.
No, it is not. But it's like that. It's like that relaxing. What, do you have something against ASMR?
Yes.
Really? I fucking love ASMR.
What about A2M?
I hate ASMR so much. It creeps me out. It's so weird. And when I watch it, I feel gross. It makes me
I can't
feel
say I've ever
gross.
really given it a fair shake, so I don't really have much of an opinion on it.
Any ASMR video I've seen, I just feel like I need to go take a shower.
Really? I listen to ASMR probably on a bi-daily basis.
I don't know.
Twice a day or every other day?
Girls doing blowjobs
Every other
all the time
day.
for ASMR videos, but I don't know.
What did you just say?
I was totally joking, but I said maybe it's because the only videos I watch ASMR are fucking blowjobs, but...
Oh.
I'm not doing good.
No, I don't think I can say I've honestly watched an ASMR BJ video.
Does that exist?
I'm sure it's a thing.
I'm certain
that
it does.
That
It's the
can't be a
internet,
relaxing noise. Don't make the noise, dear God.
Oh God.
Oh my God. That is so bad.
So
Oh my
anyways.
God. So we're a half an hour into this. Not really, but
Making
someone
BJ
get it out.
noises.
That's a long BJ.
So I was fucking knees deep in making BJ noises.
I mean, knees
Anyways.
deep, fair enough.
Moving out of the fucking housekeeping.
This might be a me thing that I just have to explain again, which is my favorite part. Are you guys aware of the running gag that Paul Rudd does on Conan O'Brien's talk shows?
No.
What?
So every single time, or not, maybe not every single time, but like a lot of the time, Paul Rudd is on a Conan O'Brien talk show. He just posts a video, or like he's like, and now I'm introducing this new clip from my new movie or project or whatever. And instead of doing that, he plays this movie, a clip from this movie called Mac and Me, which is like this really fucked up like E.T. inspired thing, pushing a kid in a wheelchair down a cliff, and then he falls off the cliff. And he tricks Conan into it every single time.
Oh, Jesus.
And now that Conan doesn't have a show, he was like, I'm safe. And then he happened to do it on his podcast.
That's fucking incredible.
There's like a montage on it. I highly recommend looking it up. It is. He's been doing it since the 90s.
That's fucking hilarious.
That's awesome.
There's no way it's real after a while.
At some point, you have to expect it if you're Conan.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those, like, I'm not going to bring it up because I know this is such fucking gold.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to continue the gag. But, like,
all I know is
sure
it looked very real this time.
Sure.
Because he was like, you can't do it. He was like, it's an audio podcast. How are you showing a movie clip?
That's quite funny.
So there's that. And your girl Jessica Chastain, when we watched Ava a few weeks back, won Best Actress at the Oscars.
Oh, I guess I forgot that's happened since we fucking last recorded. Willie, no.
It happened over the weekend because we talked about it, but not during the podcast. The
right.
I heard around the world. Fucking
wild.
Jotun.
I'm
Fucking
already
rich people,
sick of the conversation around that slap, and
same.
It's gonna be even worse when this gets released.
No, because I think that the conversation around it should have been this: fucking rich people are crazy. Fuck me, and that should have been it.
I'm
like,
sorry.
You
fucking,
cut out for
nuts.
me, so I didn't hear anything you said.
Oh, it should have just been like rich people are fucking dumb and crazy. What the fuck? And that should have been it. Mm-hmm. Stop giving them spotlight over it.
Right. I mean, Like, here's my only thing. I love that Will Smith just did it because I'm a big proponent of just fucking don't be PC. Like, hey, I didn't appreciate that.
But there's a line between that and assault.
Well, yeah, but
because that was assault.
I think,
hands down. I think that was assault.
All right. I mean, I'm not getting into the fucking politics of it. All I'm saying
that's not politics. That's fucking law.
Can you shut the fuck up and let me finish my goddamn sentence?
No.
All I'm gonna say was that he was laughing at Chris Rock's jokes moments before it, and then you have to freak out. That's what I'm not all right with.
It could be oh, wait a minute. What did you just say?
Well,
that's what I think
I wasn't there. All I'm saying is,
that's what I'm saying.
Stuff. If Will Smith had said,
nothing
hey,
matters.
You need to stop. You need to stop. You need to stop, and then he didn't, and then you whack him. Fuck yeah! Laugh, 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 laugh. Slap. Nah, all right. Not all right with that.
No, I disagree strictly because you don't get to assault someone for speaking. It's just across the board.
I don't give a shit enough. I really don't give a shit enough because they're all a bunch of fucking celebrities. Y'all got way more money than I do.
That's my point. They have so much money. He shouldn't throw a tantrum over someone talking about his wife.
What?
And he shouldn't throw a tantrum over someone talking about his wife. Like, that's what I'm saying. Right. Just like rich people.
We've talked about this a lot for people that don't care about it at all.
That's true. Well, I mean, it's just like wild stuff to see. So I think like it just creates a reaction in people.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you think you care or not, like it's just like that's wild behavior.
That's wild.
It is. That's about it. Like I'm like, wow, crazy.
And the other thing I have to say, if that happened in like if any other person who wasn't a celebrity did that in a public place, they would have left that building in handcuffs, hands down. Like
I don't know what you said.
God damn it!
If I were to guess, you said they would have left that building in cuffs, hands down, in any other building.
Yes, that is what I said. If any person who wasn't a celebrity had done that, they would have gone to jail that night.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think it
because
depends on the area.
The venue would have called the police and escorted them out, and security would have held them until police arrived.
But
if it was a comedy club or a theater or anything.
My only argument against that is I think it depends on the place anymore. Because I feel like much crazier things have happened and people just walk out scot-free.
That's fair. But in general, like
in a normal
a regular person would be held accountable for assaulting someone in a public place.
In theory. I don't know if that's the case anymore these days. I feel like things are so wild.
I'm not making the point that in every instance, you get what I'm saying though, that a regular human being would be held accountable more than a celebrity. That is the point I am making. Whether it actually would be held accountable is irrelevant.
A celebrity would be so fucking bad.
This is fucking garbage.
Want to do a quick leave and come back? That worked
that's what I'm doing. Yeah. Okay, let's see if that fixes it. All I'm saying is a celebrity would be held far more less accountable than a regular person. Joe.
Yeah, a normal person.
You heard your whole sentence.
Look at that.
So either way, over it.
Yeah.
Changing subjects.
Don't let me hog the subjects. I still got two more, but I've done two in a row.
Yeah, go for it.
So
mine are all like long ones.
No, mine are pretty quick. Although I thought the other one was quick. You recently bought an external hard drive, and we've generally talked about that a little bit on here, right?
Yep. Wait, you as in me?
Yes.
Fuck you, yo. Yeah.
Do you recall what you paid at your storage? Because I got a good deal that I want to brag about.
Okay, I got a 5 terabyte Seagate that I paid. Like, it's got to be just a tick over 100 for.
All right, that kind of adds up to its scale. I was looking at like 4 or 5, and the ones I was looking at were closer to 200. So you got a better deal than what I was looking at. But I saw like
200 what? 200 gigs? Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. I thought you were saying you're looking at 200 gig.
Oh no!
I was like, that's not.
That's like a thumb drive.
5 terabytes. Yeah.
I got a 12 terabyte one for $199.
Seriously, wow.
Yeah.
Now, here's my question for you: is that one that you have to plug into a power source, like an outlet?
I don't believe so. The computer
It's an
powers
external
it,
one?
Yeah.
Really?
The external one I currently have that's
wild.
much smaller doesn't have to be plugged into a... Well, I mean, I could be wrong.
What I was going to
It
say
was
is I have
very
a 5
much-
terabyte.
It was very
that
much
I
an
paid-
impulse buy, and I didn't look it up like I should have.
The only reason I asked because when I was looking for mine, I wanted something more than 5, but I could not find anything that didn't have to be plugged in to run over 5.
That's what I was going to say. My 5 terabyte was $500. Granted, this was a long time ago, and it has to be it has a dedicated power cord.
And now, when I bought mine, I couldn't find any. 5 terabytes was the cutoff. Everything above that had to be plugged into the wall.
Okay.
Now, I mean, whatever. It's maybe that's what happened, and that's still a fucking killer deal. But that was my only stipulation was I wanted to be able to use it anywhere, anytime because I got all the movies on there. I don't want to have to rely on a 12-volt source.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm really ever going to be in that situation.
But you don't want to have to ever worry about it.
True. So, yeah, I don't know. That's
especially since your
actually
main
fucking
computer is a
awesome.
laptop. That seems like a good way to look at it compared to me. Like I have a desktop, so like if it has to be plugged in, so be it.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. It does look like there's a plug in the back, so it probably has to be plugged in.
Yeah, 12 is pretty big. That's a pretty.
That's
big
fucking
plug-in.
actually that's fucking killer. That's fucking wild. Where'd you get that at?
Amazon. I follow. I'm subscribed to the subreddit that's like data hoarding or something like that.
Sure.
And they posted it on there. And while I was at work, I was scrolling Reddit, and I was like, "Oh, look at that! That's the price out range I was looking for, but like double the amount of storage." It's already $50 more than it was when I bought it earlier today.
Wow. Well, yeah. What brand is it?
Western Digital,
Western Digital. I'm not.
which I believe you said you heard poor things about, right?
I had, yeah, my last one that just took a shit after like fucking 5 months was a Western Digital.
Well, the one I've had for years has been Western Digital. So,
Well,
But-
I
and
feel
that's
I
the
think
thing,
that's
why-
the curve with hard drives. There's a like it's like an accepted thing that there is a really hard fall off where every hard drive is highest likelihood of failing is within the first year, and the fall off is really hard, and then over time it slowly ramps up as it ages. And I don't know why that is, but that's like a accepted thing as far as I know, that the industry that's just like that's how it is. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fascinating to me because it's like they keep increasing.
I think it
all the
has to
storage.
do with the way the medium is fallible.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's hard to make sure that it's going to act effectively function long term without just letting it try to function long term. But I don't really know for sure.
Do you think that's with the disk drives? Or is solid state in that as well?
I don't know.
Because solid state drives are.
I would
typically
imagine it is
more
not solid
dependable
state
and
drives.
faster.
Yeah. I think that is disk drives because I think it has something to do with like
writing it to a disk.
and yeah, I think this is me guessing 100%, so this could be completely incorrect. I want to say it has something to do with like since the disks are silicon rather, that typically that failure within the early time is due to faults in the silicon crystal structure that are hard to detect and thus result in it failing after repetitious use. And
Makes
that's
sense.
hard to detect. And then if it makes it past the first, little while of repetitious use, that means that the crystal structure is intact. And that
Yeah.
could be completely hot air, but I don't know.
I just walked a foot and walked off.
You schmuck!
That's fucking awesome.
That's actually fucking hilarious. But
you guys were in my face, so like right in front of me. So I was like, I'll give them a little space, and I walked right off.
Drunken Crucible.
Yeah, emphasis on drunken from this side.
On
welcoming you 40 minutes into the podcast.
Well, no, I was gonna say foremost experts on fucking hard drives.
On that note,
do we get to like turn the podcast into like chapters where it's like, today we are the foremost experts on hard drives.
Well, that's what I have in the description so far. I have put welcome in every description for a video so far because I notice how much we say welcome. Yeah. And I have also frequently mentioned us being the foremost experts on on topics.
Fuck off! I'm dead. Okay. Who else has talking points?
I have some talking points.
Sure.
Oh, I can get my quick one out of the way, which was earlier. I said I found the best fidget toy in the world in a dumpster today.
Oh yeah, and then we're like, hold on, wait.
So I was every Friday.
You go dumpster diving.
No, we put all of the garbage from the shop into the dumpster, all in one go, and we do that every Friday. And I was starting to do it today, and I was about to dump my first trash can into the dumpster, and I looked into the dumpster, and there was an 1.25 inch inside diameter bearing in the dumpster, and so I immediately dove in there. And this bearing that I want to guess, I don't know for certain, but it would probably cost me like $100, maybe $150 to buy one of these bearings if I ever needed it. I just found in the dumpster for free.
Now, for some people who don't know what a bearing looks like, definitely not me.
Basically, it's imagine like about 1.25 inch circle is the inner diameter, and the outer diameter is like maybe 2.5 inches, and it's like a ring, and it's one of those, like, you know, skateboard wheels have the thing that lets them spin in it. You know what? Wait, do you know what a bearing is?
Kinda.
Oh, that's what the thing in a skateboard wheel. It like is like it's got little steel balls in it, and it lets it spin. Is a big ass one of those.
Okay. You know how you've heard a word your whole life and you never realized you didn't know what it meant? That's bearings for me.
There you go. Well,
I've known how to like keep your bearings.
I mean,
separated by steel balls. Well, bearing has several definitions too.
Bearings can be like, it's a general term that can be very convoluted.
Yeah. So like the one eye is a regular run of the mill axial ball bearing. So it's basically 2 rings of steel.
I heard that.
Which is not achievement hunter people. But so anyways, it's the best fidget toy ever because it's very heavy. Oh, actually, there's bearing, like in fidget spinners, there's 3 bearings.
I've actually never held a fidget spinner.
Oh, okay, so that doesn't really help you. But the inside diameter of this bearing, John, fits over the shifting knob of my truck perfectly, so I can just press fit it over it, and then when I shift into drive, it's in the perfect position for me to put my elbow on the console and play with the bearing while I'm driving, and it's amazing.
You are fucking a millennial.
Safe.
You're
well, I drive with one hand anyway. I got to do.
I just meant the obsession with fidget spinners.
I have no obsession with fidget spinners. Fidget spinners are dumb, but I found a
fidget
bearing
spinners
in the
are obsessed with me.
That fits on my shifting knob perfectly. What do you want me to do with it, John? Come on.
I don't know.
Perfect. But that
no, I need the kill. Thank you.
But maybe my longer story that I have also regarding work is that as of this week, I am officially the head of the sewing department at my company.
You're the head seamstress?
I am the head seamster, sir.
You're right. You're correct.
But I am also the head of the sewing department by default. Because the only other member of the sewing department who had been there for many years has retired this week.
When are you retiring?
Fucking, I wish, dude.
47.
I'm about ready to retire already. But I have about 170 hours of sewing stacked up that is due at the end of end of the month.
No.
Craig failed.
So I'm gonna be a busy little sewing boy for the next month.
A busy little sewing boy.
But that's okay, because I fucking love sewing, especially now that I'm the only person in the sewing room, so I can play my own music and sing at the top of my lungs, and no one can yell at me for screaming Hercules songs.
You're welcome.
And it's gonna be a beautiful time.
That's awesome. Proud of you.
Yeah.
My brother, the head seamster.
Ooh, and also I've been writing that program for my boss. That is getting pretty sweet, because I decided I was gonna go put far more effort into this than I need to. And so, because part of what this program I have to write for him does is we have a modified pizza oven that we have put a temperature controller on so we can cook small stuff in it. And so I've decided to call the program the Pizza Oven Temperature Wrangler. And I have now made a logo for it that I digitally drew a slice of pizza that's like laying in a curve with a lasso around it, and it's getting pulled.
Nobody out Wyatt's the Hut.
Exactly. And so I'm going like full ham and making this into like a fully fleshed out application.
Sweet.
For no reason except for that I find it funny. And it's good experience, and I can put it on my resume.
Definitely.
But I'm having more fun with it than I need to, which is good.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Having fun with it.
But I gotta buckle down and get it done and get it to him by Monday. I don't actually have a deadline, but that's a deadline I've assigned myself.
Don't you love that? Just fucking, hey, I'm gonna do this project that's gonna help us. Cool, alright. I mean, if you got time, whatever. I'll have it done by this date.
Okay. Okay, buddy. You don't have to.
I wish I could set deadlines for myself.
Oh, Steve, let me be clear. There's 0% guarantee that I meet this deadline, but I have set it. I'm very good at setting deadlines. But my middle name's definitely not accountability.
No! I should have got that kill. It landed right at his feet.
So do you happen to get any job perks from being the now head seamster, or is it just, all right, and now you're it?
I did more work.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But I think with me writing the program that makes Neil's job easier, other people at my job requesting programs from me, and me being the lone member of the sewing department now, as well as a member of the layup and sanding and buffing departments, I think I may be able to negotiate a raise.
Gotcha. That was a lot of things.
I teach a bunch of fat kids how to put things up and put them down safely.
I will say my job sounds a lot more impressive than it is. It is not anything special. It's very boring. And a lot of sanding.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but the variety is what we were looking for.
Well, absolutely.
It's interesting to me to be talking about employment on a podcast, because I don't listen to any podcasts by people who their employment is not doing the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa,
that's a good point.
That's very true. Very true. Ah, run. I'm running. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Did you get him?
He's so low. He's not in a super, but he's low.
I'm in a gunfight.
But That's
catching up
the
to you.
end of my major talking points that I have.
So-
I have a couple other little baby ones.
I have one baby one.
You go with the baby one. I'll prep a couple of mine that I want to.
Yeah, what do you
Okay.
got, Steve?
Do you guys recall 2017, 2018-ish, where Rick and Morty, the TV show, you might know it by what happened. Talked about Szechuan sauce, and then McDonald's decided to release it, and there were basically riots, and everybody being douchebags and acting like Rick and hopping on counters and being like, "I'm Pickle Rick."
Yes, I do remember that.
Yesterday, McDonald's released Szechuan sauce for one day only.
Oh my god. Why would they do that to themselves?
I think it was much more controlled this time and not public, and it's not like the episode just happened or anything like
That's
that.
fair. That's fair. They weren't in a frenzy about it.
Anyway, like I tried to get it that time. I was actually living in Green Bay at the time, but didn't end up. It wasn't in the area, and this
okay.
time I ended up getting some, and as expected, I did not like it.
Well, I did not try it either, and I do not know what Szechuan sauce is like. What were your?
It's like a sweetie, spicy mix type of a thing.
Oh.
It was I don't know what I didn't like about it. Maybe if I were to guess, I would say it really wasn't that spicy.
Okay.
I think maybe more like historically, not like in McDonald's. It's more spicy.
Oh sure.
Interesting.
But I don't think I liked the sesame oil that was in it. I think there was something in it
that would be my
that I
issue,
specifically don't like sometimes when I have sauces at like Asian Grill or something like that. That I was like, this is
I'm not a
what I
big
don't like.
sesame oil person. There's something about
That was just me
I'm not a fan.
guessing based by looking at the ingredients on the package of what I probably don't like.
But that I would guess that if I tried it, that would probably be my gripe with it.
Fascinating.
Interesting. What do you got, John?
I'm getting ready to post.
We also still have to
first.
talk about the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a lot to talk about, and we're 52 minutes into our recording.
That's what I was
It's
just
probably
looking
40
at.
minutes.
What I like
into
to
it.
hear.
I posted something in Discord. I need you guys to look at.
Those are images of Destiny.
And then Thui Tables just messaged me. I wonder if they gamed with us just then. Did
Uh-huh.
I get a GG? GG! That was intense.
Hey!
Oh shit! Was
should
it
it-
intense? Dude,
Was
I
it?
was not
I
present.
was definitely half
couldn't
paying
tell
attention.
You a single thing that happened in that match.
I was not either. We get a solid GG. That's so fucking funny.
Gotta love
'Cause-
when the community's cool.
I'm not gonna lie, I was popping in and out of that match like, oh, hey, we're still going on this? Cool. All right, I'll put some effort in, and then
I
crush
was
it, and
essentially
then, like, fucking
not
lose track.
conscious for that match.
Oh, 100%.
Did we
Same
win?
here.
I don't remember.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
I think we lost. It went 3-3. I actually don't have any. Hang on. Previous stats. We did win. Oh, no, we lost.
This happened 30 seconds ago.
Although that fucking holy shit, Thui Table, the guy who messaged
Holy
us, 30
shit.
kills.
Damn.
Wow.
I got 22. What the fuck?
Wow. Yeah, you can tell I didn't participate.
I don't know how to look at previous stats. Oh, no, I do. I figured it out.
Okay, so back to my thing. That is the new Festival of the Lost Armor that the Destiny public needs to vote on. They're bringing.
Okay.
It's fucking. Do you know what that second photo is?
No.
It's the fucking.
It looks like fucking. It looks like
Catalina
fucking
wine mixer.
Voltron.
No, it's.
It
What
does.
was that old anime?
Wooden shit.
Gundam fighters. They
Oh,
look like
okay,
Gundam
yeah,
fighters.
yeah. That's what I say. It looks like a Gundam. It certainly
so
looks like
cool.
a Gundam.
Too bad the Warlock looks like a fucking pile of shit and might make me switch to the
The
Titan. just 'cause
Warlock
the Titan
also
so
looks
cool.
like a Gundam.
It
the-
does.
the
All
War-
three of them do, I think.
That's pretty. Yeah. Now that I'm like going down the line, they all look like Gundams. That's sick.
It's so fucking cool. And then the one above that is monster
It's
movies
dinosaurs or like monsters. Yeah.
Again. It's
They're
monster
both
mo-
cool.
I want the fucking Gundam so goddamn bad.
I like the cape of the hunters for
Yeah.
their monsters. It's pretty cool.
the cape is way cool for the monsters, which I love the fucking hunter's monster so much. It's like a dinosaur.
Yeah. I guess that's why I said dinosaurs, because I was mostly looking at the hunter.
Yeah. But the Gundam one is fucking so cool.
Gundam
I would
one
play
is
every
cool.
character just to get all the ornaments. And then...
Dude, I'm gonna start recommending you guys anime. I'm just gonna make you guys start watching anime with me for my weeks.
Do you have yours this week, Dick?
I do. But I'm going to post a few, which I mean just turned into a lot, of really, really shitty photos I took from last night. Let's see how it's going to go. Too powerful, it says. It goes out some. Probably because I've been trying to post too many.
No.
Drunk, and I'm like, that's a great photo. That's a great photo. That's also a great photo. Alright, let's try this many. Nope. Okay. We're going to go this many. Nope. Okay. We're going to go one. You guys are getting one photo.
Festival of Lost.
It's probably my favorite Destiny event.
Same.
Okay. Where's the best one I can do? This one. Okay. My next image is uploaded.
Oh, you finally got to see the aurora!
I went last night.
Hey!
Because we're now entering a period of solar maximum with the sun.
Sure.
And we had a really big solar storm also happen at the same time, so like you need to go. Not last night, but the night before was super killer to go see him. And I was like, all right, I need to go catch it. So I stayed up, went out. I left my apartment probably about 11:30, and went and finally saw the aurora borealis. It was super cool. It's so much cooler in person. And my fucking camera on my phone, it's like taking pictures of the potato. So they're trash. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I drove out towards the Dalton Highway, which, for reference, is the I'm gonna get more booze to drink because I'm out.
It's a weird place for the highway to be.
It's out towards the Dalton Highway, which is the Ice Road Trucker from the Discovery show. Ice Road
Sure.
Out towards that road, and just picked a fucking spot along the highway.
Dude,
too.
I'm so jealous.
So, I was so fucking pumped to finally see him because I was like, yeah, usually you never find him on your first attempt. I was like, I'm gonna fucking wait for the perfect opportunity, and it was last night. Fucking new moon.
That's awesome.
Crystal clear skies, and in the fucking solar storm. It could not have been better.
Was it just like awe-inspiring? Was it
Nope,
cool?
Not at all. It was like looking at a bunch of fucking clouds.
Oh.
It's not anything like what they depict you see in movies. Now, I was only like a half an hour out of town. I think if you were still in the middle of nowhere, it might look better.
Sure.
But
I imagine the farther north it's the better you go, the better.
The thing is though, like when you catch them on cameras, it is better. It looks way more attractive when you have like a professional camera, not just a fucking old iPhone.
Oh shit! Thank you.
But there's a lot of things going on that I don't think the human eye can necessarily detect, and that's why cameras make it look better than what you actually see.
Oh, interesting.
Because
interesting that you could then see that later.
Well, and it's interesting because it's like you see a wispy cloud, but it's changing quite rapidly.
Sure.
So you can tell it's not like a cloud in the night sky, but you also don't see, like, I didn't see magnificent colors, and it wasn't like I could reach out and touch it, like the photos indicate, or almost kind of seem like. But it still was like, this is pretty cool. Like, you can tell it's different. It's definitely different.
Sure.
It's built different.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm built different. But yeah, so definitely super pumped that I ended up giving myself. I was up for 22 hours yesterday.
Ooh.
It was a long day at work, my 12-hour shift. And then I was like, you know what? I'll just stay up and go watch these guys.
You seem pretty pumped for like being kind of like it was okay.
I don't know. It's like it was a super cool experience, but at the same time, like I don't know. It's hard to explain.
I felt like before you got excited, I thought it was similar to how I felt about when I saw Stonehenge for the first time. Or not to say it like I saw it twice. It was kind of like yep, okay, that's some rocks in a cool formation. All right, what's next?
Yep.
Sure.
Yep. I mean, it's very much like that. Like, I don't really have any desire to go see it again. But I was like, that's wicked cool.
I think if I was the next town over from Stonehenge, I'd be like, I don't need to see it.
Yeah, like, if it's with a group of friends, I might go see the Northern Lights. But I'm like, I'm not going to go stay up till fucking midnight again to go view them. You know?
That's like 4 a.m. for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I get up at 4.
Exactly.
So, yeah, precisely. Fun facts. There you go.
Oh, I just got handed a pork tenderloin and rice and corn. Ugh. Well, what else we got?
Got anything else before we get into the movie?
I think that's all I have.
Oh, I do. Hang on.
All right,
Give me
all right.
2 seconds.
All right, the perfect pork tenderloin eating time.
Uh-huh.
I was making my drink. I also left Wyatt. You're going to have a nice little surprise on the cutting table.
Is that so?
I had an entire conversation with you that nobody knows about.
What?
Okay.
My awesome fucking realization that I didn't know was a thing. And I don't know how much, Steve, you're not going to care one bit.
It's about Destiny.
Uh-oh. Hang on. I've lost headset.
Headset.
Talk. Record. Hello. Are you guys there?
What the? Yep.
Are you? Wait. Hi.
Hi.
Hello?
Fuck. I moved my fucking computer, and it disconnected my headset again.
Oh, lovely.
All right, I'm loading another game. Wyatt, you're familiar with 10mm ammo, correct?
Uh-huh.
You are correct
Do you
about
know-
my interest.
The secret of 10mm ammo?
It's really 11.
I don't, no, I suppose.
You can load the shells with a Lego head, and it fits perfectly.
That's amazing!
So you can shoot Lego heads instead of bullets out of the casing.
You brought me back with Legos.
Awesome.
I had no idea. And here's the other thing. You can load them in a magazine and it works. Now, it does change the pressure in the gun so that I don't think most times it won't cycle on a semi-automatic.
Oh, sure,
but,
that makes sense.
So you have to load or cycle the bolt
You
carrier.
have to chamber it automatically, but
Yes.
or
But you can
manually.
shoot Lego heads out of a gun, and they shoot, and it sounds like in the movies, like when you have the superheroes got a silenced pistol. It's like that's what it sounds like.
Dude,
it's so fucking cool.
That might have been the best thing you could have told me today. That's awesome.
It's so
That's
cool.
so cool. Was that the last thing before the movie?
I'm looking at my talking notes. Yeah, that's all I
What's
got.
her talking?
Okay.
Well, I
I'll
mean,
cut
I've
this
got
out,
like
but I have to
housekeeping and
pee
then
so
shit to talk
bad.
about.
All
I'll
right.
be right the fuck back.
Anyway, Steve, how's things? How's your back? I know you said you were in a little bit of pain.
Yeah, I'm in some pain. Did I tell you guys last week about how I was like, my back's feeling good? Knock on, or then my coworker was like, you need to knock on wood, and I went to go knock on the windowsill behind me, and then I fell straight on my back.
Yes, I remember you saying that.
All right. Well, that happened, and it's been kind of shitty ever since then. I woke up feeling great today, but it's deteriorated throughout the day.
That is not good. Let me ask you this: what are you sitting in? Also, I just realized we started the match without Wyatt. We didn't even have to defend him.
Just computer chairs.
I wonder if you need to switch up chairs.
Oh,
I wonder
shit.
if your chair's
Maybe.
causing it.
Well, I have two very different chairs from what I'm in now
Okay,
and
back.
what I am at work. Welcome back. And they both seem to exacerbate the back issue. So.
Oh, that's no good.
Not normal, like it. Not since I reheard it. It hasn't. Only since then.
Well, I hope it gets better.
Yeah, me too. Which is I'm probably not gonna end up playing a whole lot after we're done here today, because I just want to go lay down.
Do you have any idea what like the base issue is?
Not really. I had a X-ray done a while back, and they didn't really find anything.
Did they ever decide if they're going to do an MRI?
No. I think it's just sad because I was like very much going in a positive direction until I fell again, like an idiot.
Yeah, and see that's the thing with falls. Like, it is such a blunt impact force on your body. Like. It doesn't matter how good you are; it could fuck you up big time.
And the thing is, like, I felt fine during the day, but then the next day, it was like, oh, okay, maybe I did do something.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, it'll just, well, I mean, I know, hopefully, not what to do, what I did last time to get better, so hopefully it still works.
Sure.
Do you just start from ground zero again? Yep.
Yeah. It actually seemed like either one last thing. Either that I don't know if it was the fall or when they put me down to do dry needling. Laid me down to do dry needling. Like it really like I must have used my lower. Whenever that happens, my lower back hurts a lot when we're done. I don't know if it's the way I'm laying or what.
Interesting.
Wait, when you lay down on what?
Just completely face down. That hurts for an extended period of time.
Because
that hurts my back.
Laying down on your stomach is actually really bad for you.
Oh.
Is that so?
Yeah.
For any who's not in good shape for laying on.
Check it out. It's good for babies. Why? I don't know. I know it is, but I know it's not
they're baby
great
shaped
for you. Well, because they're baby shaped.
I'm baby shaped.
But yeah, humans are not meant to be laying down on their stomachs. Humans are weird. Human bodies.
Humans are weird, dude.
Humans bodies are weird. Fucking bizarre. Like, we're absolutely not designed to be sitting, and we sit so fucking much.
But we love it.
We love to sit. Yeah,
I could listen if I could listen as a hobby. I would.
It might be my greatest skill, in fact.
It's also why Americans have so many lower back issues.
Because we sit too much?
We sit all the time. It's really
interesting.
Bad. Really,
so I should,
really, really bad.
I shouldn't be sitting right now?
We should be standing as much as possible.
Does kneeling count?
Like kneeling on both knees?
Yeah.
I mean, so
just standing on my knees
without getting into the like nitty gritty, fucking boring biomechanics of shit.
That's not boring.
Well, you know, maybe not to you.
That's fair.
Your body's muscles are designed to work together, but to also counterbalance the other muscles. Like your quads help counterbalance your hamstrings, right?
Sure, like each set of muscles has like an opposed set.
Yeah, they work synergistically. They work together
to
create equal forces. Okay? When you sit down all day long, we're not using hamstrings. When we walk up steps and we don't squat all the way, we use all quads. So a lot of times our hamstrings are very weak, right? And we're in a slouched position from sitting all the time, right? And our hamstrings are almost they're not contracted, but they're in a contracted state, right? Where they're not all the way out. They're not stretched. So we lose strength in our hamstrings, and we use our quads way too much, right? Which pulls our pelvises in an anterior or in the front of your body tilt, which compresses all your low back discs, which is why I think it's something like fucking 82% of Americans have a herniated disc.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like the majority of Americans have herniated discs. Now, whether or not you have back pain from that or not is another story.
Sure.
That's ridiculous.
Interesting.
But it's, and now you can also talk a little bit about the weight and all of that, because that plays a factor in it as well.
Sure.
Not to, call anybody out or anything, but it's a fact. Why I don't know what you're referencing there, Steve. It's
You just fart.
No, that was me just that was me not participating.
Yeah, I'm trying to not be rude here while presenting facts. But yeah, I don't know.
I know my reality.
It's very interesting that
Steve.
the creators of the standing desk, whatever that fucking magic desk that rises and lowers bullshit, they were onto something, because it's...
That's what I was just going to ask. More. Is it bullshit?
I don't think so. I think... Are they capitalizing on something that humans should be doing naturally? Sure. Is it wrong? No, not necessarily.
Welcome to the free market, baby.
Fix all? No, not at all. Because the thing that we've lost the most...
Because there isn't an end-all, be-all, fix-all for health.
There is.
Is there?
Yeah. You have to learn to move like an animal. Like, your body was intended to move. You have to learn how to hinge.
I suppose that's fair. The end-all, be-all is like a way of being that is correct.
It has to be your lifestyle.
I was thinking about, like, one change.
Well, yeah. A simple change of, like, fucking... Well, I use a standing desk and now I have zero back pain. I sit on a yoga ball and now my core is super strong.
One single thing is never going to make the difference, but if you change your lifestyle as the thing, it certainly can.
Right. You have to use your body like the fucking millions of years.
No,
maybe not
that's what I was going to say when Steve was talking.
Evolved.
It's like consciousness creates a whole host of problems that don't exist when you can't question existence.
Yep.
Like humans, by the fact that we can ask questions about our own existence makes us really bad at it.
It's and that's so. Man, we're getting into some spicy stuff here because it goes back to the same thing of talking about, like, our bodies absolutely love to be in homeostasis, right? The most neutral point which they can just survive, right? And the best way to describe it is if you look at yourself as, how do I put this? You have your tiny little space of homeostasis, right? That grows and shrinks with what your external stimulus is. And being in the society we are in, we have all this climate control, we have all these comforts, all these things that have shrunken our state of homeostasis to a smaller and smaller circle.
Sure.
So now when we venture out of that, our bodies are like, whoa, what the fuck is this?
We're not accustomed to having to actually deal with our environment.
Yes, 100%, which is why...
Exactly.
I don't know if you guys know who... I don't remember if he's a doctor or not, but Win Hoff. He is... Whoops.
I know the NASCAR driver Quinn Hoff.
No, not him.
Not him?
He was on Discovery Channel, I think, did it, or History Channel, one of them. Did the, when Marvel movies were kicking off, they did real life superheroes with Stan.
Oh, yes, Stan Lee's Superhumans.
Yeah, yep, Stan Lee's Superheroes, that's it. he was on there, and I think they called him the polar bear, maybe?
I remember the guy who can just, like, survive being in cold that he shouldn't be able to.
So Dr. Win Hof, I think he's a doctor. I can't remember. There's a gentleman who debunks all these gurus. He goes around, he does their things. He says, all right.
Oh, okay,
I write a book on you. And he's like, all right, this book is about debunking Win Hof. And Win Hof's claims were that he could control his body temperatures, he could control his body, his metabolism, and his body's immune system.
Wait, so like he thought his claim was that he could make his body burn calories faster so that it could warm him up, and he had like conscious control of that? Okay.
Yep. Essentially, not like, all right, I'm turning it on, but he knew how to activate things in his bodies in a subconscious level.
Just the same way you know how to move a muscle.
Right, by meditating and doing breathing exercises. And so this guy's like, all right, I'm calling bullshit. So he's like, I will come and do your class, because the big thing was he took a group of...
Oh, I've seen people do his class before, actually. I saw a video of some people who did his class, now that you say that.
He and his family left him over this because they thought he was going crazy. But he had these classes. He had a bunch of Ivy League students out. He taught them the breathing exercises, went through the whole course, and basically they can sit in a polar plunge and they don't get hyperthermia.
Yeah, their body temperature stays really high. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. This guy's not bullshit as far as I know, right?
So here's the other catch, because part of it was like he can control his metabolism and he can control his immune system. Well, the scientists that were attributed with this author were like, all right, like, we're interested, but this, like, it's not a thing. You can't tell your immune system when to turn on and when to turn off. Like, it's not a thing.
I mean, if you can figure out how to access the channels for developments of white blood cells and stuff, I mean, I suppose you can absolutely
in theory, you can. So what they did was they brought him in, and they said, all right, we're going to inject you with, I don't want to say a virus, but, like, some type of thing that's going to develop
something that would trigger an immune response.
Right. You're going to develop a rash, right? And we'll do this as a control. So what you'll do is you'll receive this injection. We don't want you to fight it, right? Let your body do what a natural body should do, and you'll develop a small rash on your arm. And he goes, all right, cool. So they do that, and he gets the rash. And they said, all right, now we'll test it. We'll inject you, and this time, do what you say you can do, and if this is true, you won't receive a reaction. And he didn't. He didn't receive a reaction. And they did it several times, and so the author was like, all right, this is bullshit, and this, like, really helped him believe in it, and he goes, all right, I'm starting to buy into this, let's take it to the next level. So he takes him through the class, they do all the stuff, learns how to breathe, and Dr. Win Hof is like, all right, we're going to go climb Mount Kilimanjaro in shorts.
With just shorts on. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yep.
Yeah, and that shit was wild.
And they got to the very top of the mountain, and both of them were like, I am, like, sweating my ass off. I'm dripping. I'm so hot. And then they eventually, like, okay, there is a little bit of numbness to the very external of my skin, whatever. Like, I can feel the cold. Like, you don't get cold, but your body just learns how to develop the means to burn all this natural fat that it has on there.
Wild.
Sure. In a animalistic state. It's fascinating. It's truly
well, and that's the kind of thing that makes me wonder if, like, that is the true edge that consciousness gives you over, like, a traditional animal, is that could an animal actively choose to take advantage of that? Or is that something only a human could do? Because they have the ability to actively do it and try to strengthen those pathways and
Here's
stuff.
what I counter that argument with, Wyatt, is it's not learning to activate things that your body can do because we're advanced. It's reverting back to your body's
learning to
ones
it would have activated anyway if you weren't
an animal.
That's fair.
It's relying on the animal.
That's kind of the question I was asking, was like, is that us moving forward, or is that us just getting back to where an animal's body would naturally react?
I think that is, it's getting back to the naturalistics of what our body is designed to do.
Sure.
Because the human body is actually absolutely remarkable.
No, because that's the thing. Is like if the one thing humans are good at, it's adapting to environment. It's the reason we are the foremost species on the planet.
We're losing
it because we force our environment now.
Well, it's a reliance of external comfortabilities.
That's what I'm saying. We force our environment to always be comfortable now. And so we don't have to engage with our environment. And this is like a conversation that we've had outside of podcasts before. Like our removal from evolutionary pressures and stuff.
It's going to sound really nerdy, but it reminds me of an episode of the Star Trek Next Generation in which they visit a civilization where they have incredibly advanced technology, but none of them know how it works. Nobody knows how to fix it. Nobody knows what it does. It just provides them with what they need, and their lives depend on it.
And if it ever went out, they would be fucked.
They would die. Their entire civilization would die. That's where I think we're going as a civilization. I don't think we're making all these immense jumps, and we're starting to lose the simple shit that we know how to do. Like, I was listening to a different podcast, and they were talking about how, God, what was it? In America, there is only one family, one business. I don't know the right words to use it. But have the knowledge to make, what the fuck was it? I want to say work boots. I think I'm wrong, but that have the knowledge to make handmade work boots without machines and without all the textile factories and shit.
Super fun.
And that's where we're approaching. Oh boy.
I would say there's a lot of individual leather workers who could fill that niche. Because there's definitely people who may not know how to make the boots, but they are good enough leather workers that they could read a pattern to make those boots, and they could develop a pattern to make those boots.
Here's what I'm not doing a very good job of. It was years ago I heard this podcast that they were talking about. But what the point was we're essentially like a generation away
from losing handmade production.
Right. It's
absolutely.
In specific things, it's just like the same counter or the same discussion about how the rockets that took us to the moon. Those can't be made anymore because the scientists designing the rockets don't have the skill sets that they had when they designed those rockets initially. Because those scientists, they knew how to weld, they knew how to fabricate, they knew how to do all that stuff. And right now, our scientists are incredibly technology smart, but they don't have that mechanical background. And it's like that's what we're losing. Is yes, we have the knowledge, but we don't have the experience or the other practical experience to make it. And it depends on each niche. You know?
Exactly. No, I would agree with you completely. Yes. I will argue that even during the times of the Redstone and the initial era of the Atlas rocket, those scientists didn't know how to weld either. A good portion of them. They were large. Because I watched the documentary on it.
I watched the documentary on it though. That not a lot, but there was a far more majority. Oh, definitely of more
those
scientists that had the practical experience to be able to use the tools to help work on it.
Certainly, I won't disagree with you on that. But a large amount of them they were still largely academic, though. Like it's like I'm just saying that it's not like all scientists used to also be tradesmen, but a large amount of them used to be compared to now.
So I don't know. I mean, it's very fascinating.
No, I think it's an interesting shift that we have to see, and a question that it raises in me is this, going back to that Star Trek thing, is the answer to not let those technologies take over those functions for us, or is it to make sure that we keep the ability and the knowledge and the education within our people to understand the technologies that we depend on? And I think it's an interesting question that it poses.
And I lean more towards, let's advance technology as much as we can, but that's where
but keep
the
our populace
idea,
understanding of it.
Well, and that's where we're going to kind of get into other subjects here. That's where I think school systems were originally, the school system we have today was originally designed to do was, hey, we're advancing as a society, but let's not forget all the things that we've learned along the way.
Exactly.
And I don't think our school system is necessarily keeping in par with how technology is developing. Not saying that we need to totally venture away from it, but it needs to evolve with us. Like the divide between the white collar and blue collar, if you want to generalize it, it's such a great divide that's the issue. Is it's two routes of, here's all the white collar, here's all the blue collar, and they don't mesh.
Sure.
Where it needs to be a mesh opportunity. Like, cool, you can go into business, you can go be a doctor, but you still need to learn how to swing a hammer. Like, you still should know how to do, or how those functions are done. Because it's how many times is it, cool, I drive this vehicle to work, I have zero fucking idea how it works. Hey, awesome, I go into the fucking doctor's office, I have no fucking idea what they're talking about. Like, it works both ways.
Yep.
100%. So that's where I think as a society we need to do better of, hey, if you are more fucking mechanically inclined, awesome. Go to that field. Go build our homes. Go build
but
this,
learn
that,
the other stuff too.
You still have to learn about the technology. You still have to learn about
exactly
that side of things to understand.
I love that way of looking at things. That I genuinely think that the general populace should be educated to be a generalist, and then whether it is their affinity or not, the education for every person to be a generalist should be provided, so that they just understand the world around them. Because it gets more complicated every year, you know? Like, the world that we were born into is vastly more complicated than the world that our parents were born
100%.
into.
100%. And I 100% was... I remember looking at Don and Eileen, our parents, growing up, and I'm like, I'll never reach that point where, like, bits and parts of technology don't confuse me. Like, I'll always understand it. And there are moments where I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And it's not like it moves so fucking fast though. It's so fast. And that's the issue. Like, I think our school systems don't move fast enough to help keep with how fast society is advancing.
I would agree.
I think and it's how do you slow down progress? You can't.
You don't. But you keep up with progress, or you get left behind. Unfortunately. And
that's where I think as a society you have to say, all right, we need to make sure we as a people are all kind of tracking towards the same ideas.
The unfortunate side of that is you get people like Dad, and I will say this, who literally, and I've had this conversation with him, refuse to. They don't want to.
Right. But again, and that's where it's tough, because it goes back to the hardest thing to train, the hardest thing to develop is a culture.
Mm-hmm.
The culture of it goes from whatever group you want to start from teams, which is the smallest, to
to governments trying to control a population, or not control, but trying to govern a population. If you don't have a cohesive culture, it becomes more difficult.
And every single thing in between, like it's not
everything from a tiny team to a full country's populace. The culture is very important.
And by culture, I don't mean like ethnic background.
No. Just like
it's
the identity of the people and how they interact with one another.
Right.
The culture as a whole.
It's so fascinating, and it's such a fucking thought game.
What is going on?
We're talking
it's philosophy. Like at the end of the day, it gets into
100% philosophy.
It's the discussion of how do individuals interact with other individuals, and how do it's so complicated.
It's so complicated. You'll never find an answer.
No, I mean humans have been working on this project for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and we still haven't nailed it.
No, fuck you, Steve. That was my kill. Defend me. Yeah, I don't know.
Wow, we got real existential with this one, John.
It's so existential, but I love it. Like, it's so fascinating to think about, because no matter what level you look at, you can apply it. You can apply the thought of how do we better a culture.
No, and I like that's always been, when I talk to you, like one of your big focuses in your profession is just like the formation of a culture, because the culture and the way the people interact with each other that you're dealing with is the foundation for anything else that you build.
100%, and you can see it, and I'm still a very firm believer that a culture can make and break a team.
Sure, certainly.
I think the best examples are when you see a new head coach come into a team, and all of a sudden they have winning seasons. It's like, well, you still got the majority of the same talent. What happened?
What changed?
They changed
exactly
the culture,
Yep.
And it's so intriguing to me, and I in professional outside of the podcast, like I've had such an obsession over the last, God, I don't know, 5 years of trying to understand how do you build a culture, how do you implement it, and how do you get and I don't want it to sound like how do you get everybody to think in the same line like I'm trying to control them, but it's like,
but how do you get them to work cohesively?
Well, it's how do you share the same goals? How do you get them to think about the same thought process to get to
accept your differences, but also accept an overall goal.
Right, it's sure athletics is easy, cool. We want to win. Okay, how do we win? Well, let's do this. Let's try this as a team. Cool, that worked. Let's keep going. But when it comes to society, how do you define what a societal win is? You can't.
Yeah, and that's really what gets into like why we say it's like such a complex problem. Like I would argue one of the big issues is just like population sizes. Nowadays, 350 million people in the United States. You think you're ever gonna get fucking even a majority of them to agree on something? Fuck me. No, it's never gonna fucking happen. Not. It's wild.
And whatever
we even think that that's possible.
And whatever you do eventually decide that you can agree on, it's gonna be so fucking minute. Is it gonna better the culture? Is it gonna better the society? Is it gonna better the country? The country.
The country.
I think we just had a perfect example of it being minute, which is we're gonna get rid of daylight savings.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's been my entire thing about since that the Senate voted unanimously on daylight savings. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Who fucking cares? We have so many other issues, but that's what it leads to, is only the issues that don't matter get solved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that are easy to agree on, because no one fucking cares.
I love God,
No,
I don't want to say
it's
I
like
love philosophy, but I do because it's so.
well, and
fascinating.
it's not even philosophy necessary. Like it connects to like what I was saying when this whole
Sociology,
Ukraine conflict
almost?
began and stuff. It's just like I enjoy watching the way geopolitics plays out. It's just like it's very interesting to see the ways that humans interact with one another and try to reach their individual goals, and like it's just crazy because you can never expect what people were gonna do and stuff like that.
It's wicked cool. I need help. Oh god, where are you guys? Help me.
Not near you at all.
Help me.
No, I'm near you.
Well, should we talk about this fucking movie since we're an hour and a
we
half
gotta.
into
We're
it?
fucking holy shit. I'm also crushing lives over here. Hidden Figures.
Yeah, we saw
Right, that was the movie.
Hidden Figures. Actually, speaking of that, I had the perfect
fucking
segue when we were
love
talking
this
about
movie.
NASA earlier. I was gonna be like, speaking
It's true, we
of the
did.
Atlas rocket, we watched Hidden Figures, and then we went off on a tangent to the tangent.
It went, but that was so natural. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Steve. You
No,
didn't-
I don't care.
Kinda,
I'd rather a natural
But-
conversation.
But I love this movie.
Yes,
it might
yes,
be
yes.
one of my favorite movies of all time. Not even it might. It is definitely one of my favorite movies of all time.
it's so good. And you know what? I love Kevin Costner. I think no matter what he's been in, I don't think he's been in a bad movie. Big fan. Sorry, go.
And I love that character too.
Yes.
Turns out, not a real guy.
Oh, really?
Oh, is that so?
They couldn't get the rights to do the real person, so he's like an amalgamation of 3 different people.
Okay, sure.
There's
So,
a
like,
few things like
fantastic.
that in this movie that are like just slightly they movified it. Like these
Sure.
these 3 girls weren't really friends, or at least more than like work friends. They didn't carpool together.
Sure. They made it a little bit more
it wasn't
streamlined, a
as
little bit more
close
fun.
as- Okay.
I think they knew each other. They just weren't like besties. Anyways,
Sure.
so we saw Hidden Figures. That was directed by Theodore Melfi, starring Taraji P. Henson, Octavia Spencer, and Janelle Monáe, along with Kevin Costner, Kirsten Dunst, Jim Parsons, and Mahershala Ali. So that's my intro to the movie for people who didn't watch or who haven't seen it.
No.
It's like this inspiring story of like these incredibly influential and like barrier breaking black women and their rise at NASA through like the heat of the space race.
Yep.
And overcoming like gender inequality and racial discrimination at the same time.
And make it and just pushing science forward at a rate that's like amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I think this movie is very suited to me. I find all of these women so fucking impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just I don't know what. So as someone who's a big
I mean, they're
space
impressive
nerd
women.
and-
You don't need an excuse to find them impressive.
Yeah, well, yeah, like just like I just they're so inspiring, and just these women had such an impact on something that I find so important that I love this movie.
I've always thought of like I want to start a list of movies that maybe someday I'll show my hypothetical children, and I think I'm gonna start the list with this movie.
Sure.
Like a middle school age, I think that's perfect.
Sure, yeah, no, exactly. And one thing that I was going to say, because we were talking about Kevin Costner's character, one thing I really like about Kevin Costner's character is he does not care about anything except for his goal, which
Mhm.
is he is going to put men in space from America. He's going to find the science necessary to do it, and that's fucking what it is. And if that means fucking we have race segregated bathrooms, that's not it's irrelevant to me. This is causing inefficiencies in my workflow. Get it the fuck out of here. And I just like this, and while like you could say it would be better if he got rid of the colored bathrooms for the sole purpose of doing that. I very much value in a person who can set a goal like that, and he doesn't care about any prejudices, any nothing. I don't give a shit. This is a waste of fucking our time. There are better things we could use our energy for. Let's fucking do it.
Prejudice is not worth his time.
Exactly. It's not even a conversation that needs to be had. It's a waste of time. Let's get past it.
Oh, there is something to be said that like, unfortunately, stuff like progress like that, it happens because somebody is so incredibly good at what they do that like they have to change what they do because of that. But that doesn't, degrade his wanting to accomplish his goal either.
Exactly.
I think, and it kind of goes back to our philosophical talk there. Like, the goal is for the betterment of the people, the society.
Exactly.
Why are we arguing over these petty things?
Exactly.
Our goals are so much more pertinent than this.
And that's why I see the value in space so much personally. Like, I'm a massive proponent of space exploration and space science pursuance. Excuse me, sorry, I'm burping a bunch. Because I genuinely see it as a major boon to humanity and something that can lead to nothing but betterment for humanity. And then to see just these people in this movie who are pushing it forward with everything they've got is just so, I don't know, I love it. It's so heartwarming, it's inspiring, it's everything that I want out of a movie.
Yeah, it's good.
It's somehow a perfect feel-good movie that deals with racism.
Exactly.
It's like, this is how it should be dealt with. It's fucking not an issue. Get the fuck over it. Let's get our goals done.
And it tackles these hard issues, but then you also have the character relationships. Like,
yes.
when the main character, I can't remember any characters' names because I'm drunk now.
Yeah.
But the main character, when she gets proposed to, when he said,
Catherine
tells her that it's his Catherine, thank you, Catherine Goebel. When she gets
Johnson later
proposed to by Mr. Johnson, and he tells her that it's his mother's ring, and like I literally I was watching this movie out loud or by myself in my room, and I went, oh, and I put my hand on my heart, and I went, oh my gosh, and like I don't know, like while at the same time while tackling all these like high science and high societal issue topics, it also managed just to tell a compelling character story at the same time.
No, it's fucking nail on the head. It's a killer fucking movie.
There's incredible performances everywhere. Yes. Specifically, the three women for me, they absolutely are incredible in their roles.
Absolutely,
it's a fucking killer cast. Too.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. That's why I went through the entire cast at the beginning because it's a lot of big names.
Because it's exactly.
Truly.
Oh, and I'll tell you what. Like I said, I can't remember any characters' names. The engineering woman.
Mary.
Oh yeah.
I could marry that. I could marry Mary.
Mary.
You know the song "We Are Young" by the band Fun. Tonight. Yes. She's the girl singer in that song. The
Wait,
actress.
really?
Yes, Janelle Monáe. She's more of a artist than a actress.
I did not know that.
You motherfucker. Why your head got in the way of my shot?
Oh, I apologize.
It's okay. Now I died. Continue. Sorry. The fucking Christ almighty. Who more to say? We're almost at 2 hours. What the
oh my God.
We gotta talk about this movie?
I didn't end up with a huge list of notes, so I just have some random thoughts I had.
Help!
What were you saying, what?
I said I don't think I can say much more about this movie. Like without just repeating how
just like, I like it. I get it. I like it.
Yeah, exactly.
Phenomenal.
I just love this movie.
Mm-hmm. I think people. It was crazy to me to realize that people were called computers before computers were a thing.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
It's such a wild thought.
If somebody was called a computer now, it would almost be like derogatory, and now it's like, oh, I didn't know that term existed before.
Nope, that was just a function that these machines filled at one point. And that's wild to think about.
I can't tell if we all pee the same color line. It's either the most profound or the most stupid thing I've ever heard.
I mean, technically, if you want to get accurate, we really don't because of hydration levels.
This is fair. No, I almost feel like that's why it's good, Steve, because it's one of those things, like, it's almost something a regular person would say.
Yeah.
No one ever says anything that profound. Like, it's a good average. It could be profound or it could be stupid, and it runs the gambit of what humans say.
Love it.
My last two notes are very, very stupid, which is I found it interesting how JFK said the word decade. He said...
I thought about that too. What is he
Decade.
saying? Decade.
Us going through the last decade or doing through the moon.
I think that's when they're trying to like fucking reenact how the...
I think that was real footage. Of
that was actual footage. That's just how he spoke. He just had a weird accent. Or I guess
Mayor Quimby accent.
I think... I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's how the enunciations of things were.
Yeah, he had an accent of the era. Certainly I understand that. Like, that was just how JFK spoke.
Yeah.
I always like in that speech that he also says, "We choose to go to the moon and do the other things." I always find that funny. And do the other thing, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Love it. I love it.
My last note was just, when's the last time you used a mechanical pencil? I do not at all in my adult life.
I use a mechanical pencil every day.
Well, I have not since high school.
I would say college is the last time I personally acted. No, that's not true. That's a lie. Working at MSUM. So from 2017 to 2020.
I have a little black notebook that I keep track of how long it takes me to do every single task that I do at my job in mechanical pencil. Because
you want to or because you have to?
Because I'm required to.
Okay.
I also have a stopwatch that I carry with me every day at work because I have to, with a stopwatch, time every task I do and record the amount of time it takes me. Because basically it's because we pretty much bill individually for every order for like labor and stuff. Gotcha. So we need to know.
See, I didn't know that, Wyatt. But I do also have an old man notebook, which I've been doing for fucking years, where I label every day. I basically devote a day to the page, or a page to the day. And it's just fucking things I think about, things I need to talk about my groups about at the end. That's cool.
I will say that this notebook does, on the first page of it, say 2019, because I have been using it as a work notebook for writing down important information for for 3 years at this point. And if I go back to the very beginning, sometimes I do while I'm at work waiting for things, and I get to read about being a tower climber and what I did on different days.
I love it. And I don't necessarily write something every single day.
But when it's necessary.
If I don't, I'll cross that day out and reuse that page. I don't just leave it blank. But yeah, no, I've got probably this is probably my 5th notebook that I've started writing in.
Sure.
I fucking love it. And it's small.
No, I really like
fits in my pocket.
Just being able to write down your thoughts so you don't have to take them home with you necessarily. You can just pick up the book at the beginning of the day tomorrow, read the thoughts that you closed the day with yesterday, and you're back on track.
Yep. And I used to, not so much now, but when I was coaching, I'd leave it. It was by my desk or my bed. That way, when I fucking woke up in the middle of the night, I had a fucking idea or thought. I'd just write it in it and go back to bed.
Sure.
I fucking love that shit. But yeah, I love writing in notebooks, and it's just
No, I think
fucking shit to
recording
talk
your
about.
thoughts is good.
I think it's way cool. Also, I love the idea of fucking.
I love the
two
idea of fucking
generations
too.
down the road. Fucking's good too. But 2 generations down the road, fucking great grandkids find my notebooks. Like, what the fuck?
No,
What the hell is he talking
I
about?
think about that stuff all the time. Like, what I'm gonna leave behind for my grandchildren.
It's pretty awesome.
That's
Watch
like
Grow
almost
Up.
a daily thought for me, actually.
What the fuck? I got sniped.
That was brutal. Well, I mean, we should we call it before we?
Oh, the
stretch
last.
it out to
I
a
have one
full
very,
2
very,
hours?
very
Hold on.
last moment,
Hold up.
which is
Fucking
just.
finish that shit up
Oh, okay.
and go. Go.
Just that I loved the scene where the main character starts to run the meetings. That was pretty powerful to me.
Yep.
That's it.
This is the lady who knows what's going on, so shut up and listen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I also when it was like, just be quiet in the meeting, and then she ends up like writing on the chalkboard and telling and having all the answers.
Exactly.
It was
No,
great.
because I think it's a testament to, like, regardless of anything, this woman is the woman who can solve this problem, who is the best suited for this task. So shut the fuck up and let her do her thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, regardless of who it is, what the situation is. You know, if it doesn't matter what you think about this person, they're a person who is suited to this task, and they're gonna get it done, and they're a good person. Fucking let them do it.
Yeah. Precisely.
Good movie, highly recommended. That's where I think we'll end with
100%.
that.
Oh, also, I guess
Or not.
Steve has to choose his movie. Or
Not me.
who's
Hold
next?
on.
John is.
Hold the
John
fucking
is
phone.
next.
the phone.
So
I
I choose
flipped
as
the
my
direction.
next movie.
There's
No.
a 50. I have.
We're
a
gonna watch
50-50.
Shiva Baby again.
I'm gonna punch you in the fucking throat. In fact, I vote. This is my opinion. I think you lose a week.
I knew
I
that's what
take
you were gonna say.
I commandeer your fucking week of movie.
I think like
choosing
every
that
like
bullshit.
3 or 4 picks of mine, I want to build up enough goodwill to throw a random pick out there, and that's
See,
what that was.
This is why I said last week, John. We're not gonna slap him for this one, but we are definitely implementing a strike system now.
Yeah, I'm about that.
How long for a strike to be removed?
Fuck is
Never.
this?
Never.
You better get another one and reset.
Yeah.
Boy.
So I'm following Wyatt's approach, and there's
Okay.
only
Anime.
2 out. Only reason, well, not
Oh,
quite.
okay, I know what we're
TV
watching.
series. What are we watching?
The Halo one.
Yep. Only
Oh,
reason
okay,
is
cool.
because I talked about it last episode. Nobody brought it up. So I'm going to say, all right, now we got to watch the first 2 episodes because I haven't seen the second episode, only the first.
Okay.
Which fuck, sorry. Lost my train of thought there. So there's only 2 episodes out. So
Will there be a third
Okay.
one by the
To
time
watch.
the next episode is out?
I believe
I
so. Yes.
don't. Oh, yes, there will be a third by the time we do this next podcast because it comes out on Thursdays, if I'm not mistaken.
Cool.
So episode 3 will be Thursday, the day before we film our next episode. So
Okay.
that's my pick. Just at least the first episode, because that's all I've seen at this point. I haven't even watched episode 2, so we'll see how it goes.
All right.
But if we end up watching all 3, awesome. If we don't, whatever, we'll talk about
All
it.
right. I've been told
Yeah,
opinions
I
by
imagine
someone
I
who's
will.
very much into Halo lore. So I wonder how
What's
it'll be
that?
for me who did.
I didn't know what you said.
I said I've been told opinions of the first episode from someone who's very into the Halo lore. So I'm curious how it'll be for me, who's someone who's not at all.
Right.
Yeah,
Because
interesting.
I'm very much into the Halo lore as well.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm curious to see for me as someone who is into the Halo lore. What
Oh
it'll
my
be
goodness,
like.
Wyatt. 1 in 13.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was not present in any capacity for that round. I think I had my controller sitting on my knee more than I had it in my hands.
That's so fucking funny. I also find it absolutely a riot that I have gone from. I had to have gone up 0.07 or something at least.
I've gone down 0.03.
I think I went up.
Oh yeah, you definitely did, Steve. I think you went
2 or 3.
Yeah.
A decent amount.
Okay, I think we should call this because I'm about to pee my pants for the second time during this podcast.
Hey, thank you for joining us on episode 12.
Thank you for dealing with this long episode.
They're all fucking long. We're all over an hour and a half every
That's
single
true.
episode.
It kind of seems
weeks.
like they're just slowly getting longer and longer.
Oh yeah, they
Increase?
Words.
Wow.
I'm over it. I was gonna say inch, and then I wanted to say ink, and then I was gonna say incremental, and I just every time I started, I
leave a comment and let us know which one of those 3 words is your favorite.
Hit us up on social media that still doesn't exist.
It will by the time you have this episode out, though.
Oh, is that so? Are you gonna make sure?
This one, yeah, episode bajillion. Episode double digit.
By episode 12 of the releases, we have shit out for the people to start.
Well, I think based on that, it sounds like John has volunteered to be social media manager.
All right, there's gonna be. You don't get a Twitter. You don't get a Snapchat. You don't get a fucking TikTok. You don't get a Facebook. You get an Instagram. You get an Instagram. That's
you
it.
get.
Yeah,
I don't want
I'm cool with that.
A physical letter subscription.
And you can. I'll fucking do that shit.
To our chain letter.
I'll do that. I will not handwrite, but I will print off a letter and sign every letter.
No, dude, I like that. we should have a group where you get sent a letter every month, but it's also a physical chain letter. We expect you to send it to a friend.
Yeah.
Or you will die in 30 days.
Go buy a motherfucking stamp. You get off your ass. You go to the post office for the first time.
We're gonna have to start a Patreon just for stamps.
I feel like. Hold on. What?
So we don't have to buy
stamps.
Patreon
to stamps.
So we don't have to buy stamps for the letter.
So we don't have to fund the stamps
if you're sending out
fans because we don't buy stamps.
If this is successful, hundreds of letters at a time.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, no, at this point, Steve, we're going to be sending a letter to our mom.
Yeah, I hope Mom doesn't watch this.
Yeah, no, seriously, that's fair. Yeah, don't watch this, Mom. I'm sorry if you do.
There's a 0% chance she's gonna stumble across this.
Yeah, no,
especially episode like 12.
Considering someone who wants to find this podcast couldn't find it if they wanted to, I don't think Mom's gonna find it.
Also, that's true on the premise of how do I still have stuff? Sorry. On the premise of you can't fucking search it on YouTube.
That's what I said. Even someone who wants to find our podcast can't find it. So
we really need to start a little a countdown clock, or stopwatch from when we start to end the podcast and when we actually do.
Yeah.
Every week again. Yeah. So
Goodbye.
Goodbye.